Hello friends, welcome to JQuery tutorial. In this video, we are going to see how to use attribute method and use a callback function for the value attribute. In the previous video, we set constant attribute value for the element, right? Say, for example, we set title attribute with a constant value of fruit node. As one more example, we set lang equal to en. That means we set the attribute as lang and value as en. So these are all the static attribute value we set in the previous example. And you can refer it here. So this is title attribute and this is the static value. Language attribute and static value. We know that ID attribute uniquely identifies the element, right? So when you are forming the HTML, you can make use of the ID, then you can set a value. So usually this ID will be unique. I mean the value for the ID attribute should be unique. So when the ID attribute is unique, when you are making the selection based on the ID, you can guarantee that we will be picking only one element since ID is unique. Now we will generate unique ID for all the paragraph tag, right? So previously we are adding title and language, right? Now we want to add ID attribute, but instead of specifying the ID attribute with a static value, we need to set a dynamic value so that ID cannot be unique. In our document, we will be having 4 paragraphs. We already saw that we have 4 paragraphs, and if we set ID equal to para, it may not be unique, right? The same value will be set for all 4 paragraphs. So that means we need to set value dynamically by incrementing some index number, or it needs to be set at runtime. That's why for value we can make use of the value callback. In JavaScript, for each paragraph found, we call Attr function to add ID attribute. So here if you see, we can make use of $p attr. We already did that to add title as well as language. We can use the comma separated list, but since we want to use the value callback, here we are using it as a separate call to make the code readability and your learning process go smooth. Here we added a second code snippet. If you need, you can try that here with the comma separated list itself. Alright, here we are selecting all paragraph and making call to the Attr function. We give ID as the attribute and provide a callback for the ID value. Right? So the syntax is same. Curly braces open, curly braces end. That's what here also we are doing. Here we are opening the curly braces and here we are closing it. And if you see, the attribute name is ID. And if you look at here, after the column here for attribute value, instead of providing a static value, here we are giving a function. Attribute name is ID. Value is not defined here. It will be given by this value callback function. Remember, this $p is a array of JavaScript. It can select multiple paragraph, right? That's why to this function we are passing the index as well as a previous value. So the attribute function will get these and give it to you when you use the callback function, right? That's the expected syntax for the attribute. You can pass a second parameter as a callback function, and when you pass callback function, provide this two parameter function. The first parameter will receive the index value and the second one will receive the previous value. Suppose if instead of paragraph, if we are selecting heading here, and if there are multiple heading, let's say H1 we are selecting, and H1 is having 3 rows with the value 1 or heading A, heading B, and heading C. So the index will receive 0, 1, 2, right, for each filtered heading element. Let's say all these are H2 elements, and when you make a call to $H2, it will get all array of all these, and we are making call to the attribute, and we are setting ID, then we are passing function index. Index will get this one when each time the attr is called, right? And the previous value means when we are here, it gives the previous value also. So if you want to check something, or if you want to compare something with the previous value, you can do that inside. Alright, here we pass attribute name, and for attribute value we are passing the callback function. Using the array index of p element array, right? This is the p element array, and in our example, our paragraph is packed inside the table data, right? So we will be getting all those 4 paragraphs, right? Using the array index of p element array, ID number is generated dynamically. So you know that we have 4 paragraphs, right? And the function, callback function, is simply returning a string para appended with the index. That means if you see the attribute what we are generating is para, when we append that, we will be getting para 0, para 1, para 2, para 3. So this is how we are generating the ID, and that ID will be added as the attribute, right? So previously we are adding footnote, title and language attribute. Now we are adding the ID attribute also, but value we are dynamically forming and setting it. This way we generate a unique ID for all the paragraph. This is useful when a new paragraph is added to the HTML, right? We are going to add this to the document load, and if your document have 2 more new paragraph, the ID will get automatically generated, and also the ID will be maintained unique. Now let's go to the demo. Alright, now we will create a new HTML file. Just press F2 to copy the name of the file. This time we will use 019. So copy pasted the content. So now we will go to the JavaScript side, and this is the document ready function, right? Okay, it is ending here. You can look at the highlight, and based on that I am matching the paragraph. Since this is document ready and this function is starting here and it is ending here, we have to add the new piece of code inside the document ready. this is the new code snippet we are adding. Since we already explained that in the PowerPoint slide, here we are directly using it. Paragraph, right? Attr function. The first one is the ID that tells attribute value. We are using the callback function to form the ID. Alright, now we can go ahead and run this example. Alright, now we added the paragraph, and if you want to examine that, we can go for inspect element, right? So once I ask for inspect element, it automatically drilled down, and if you see this time we have title attribute, language, ID equal to para1, and when I select the second paragraph and ask to inspect it, it will expand the second para, and you can see ID equal to para2. The same way, if we go to fourth paragraph, you can see the IDs are uniquely formed by our jQuery, right? You can see how the ID elements are added at runtime, right? That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.